Okay, here's a quick intro and again a very short intro into Qlab. So again, it only works in the Apple formats that we've spoke about before. So when we get into college, you'll be able to use this on the MacBooks unless you have a MacBook yourself. Qlab does a couple of different things. It's mainly just a queuing software for sound, but now it can queue lights and it can queue video as well and do some projection mapping in the shaping of projection surfaces. So if you're needing to use a PC, then we can go in and show you how to use multiplay. But since it's MacBooks that are available in the college, and Qlab is the industry standard for this. There isn't really anything that kind of compares with it. This is what we're going to have to use. The other option you have is Go Button, which is again made by the same company that makes Qlab. And what we'll do is we'll go through a run through of that, which is basically a cut down audio only version of Qlab. So let's open up Qlab anyway. So you've got the open workspace, which opens up like a pre-saved Qlab. And for those of you that are editing your own shows, you'll keep it on a USB, and then when you come into the college, you can plug it in. And then the next one is new workspace. So we'll open up new workspace. And Qlab opens up like this. Now, I've got two sets of sounds here in these folders. And there's a couple of ways to get sounds into it, but we'll talk about that in a second. Initially, there's the Go button, which you click to make each cue play. Then there's different tabs here. There's the groups, there's ones for film and so on, there's ones for audio, MIDI and so on, and your play and your different functions. If I want to get audio into this, I can double click and drop it straight in. There you go. And if I press space, I've not got Go button selected. Not Go button, Qlab selected. If I press space, it'll play through the sound, as you can hear. Then, if I want to stop it, I have to press escape. So that's how you can get the sounds into it there. To get rid of this, I have to hold down Command and delete because or backspace. So backspace key has a different function inside Go button. The other option we have is we can add an audio cue, and we'll just deal with audio cues here just now, and then select target. Now, the target is basically where Qlab finds the sound file, and if we are switching between drives and so on, we might have the pre-saved show on a Qlab file, but it won't have the audio files with it. And maybe you've got your audio files on a different USB, so you need to you might have to go through if it hasn't seen where all the audio files are automatically. You might have to actually add them in yourself. So you can add in birds and battle. Well, I'll hold down shift when I'm doing that. Oh no, only let me input one. Okay, one at a time. I suppose that's right because I'm actually inputting one audio track at a time. But we'll cover that in a second. So now it knows where it is. It's named it. You can rename it here if you want. It's got it down as Q1. It's telling you it's 19 seconds long. It's got a pre-wait and a post-wait. So that's how many seconds do you want it to wait before triggering. Now, if your show was running like clockwork and everything that needed sounds and all that hit the mark exactly on time, essentially all you would need to do is set up all the pre-waits and the post-waits and the times that you basically want silence in between each sound effect, or how long you want the sound effect to do, or to cross over. You could you maybe had sound effects working on top of each other, like maybe a siren moving into cars screaming together or whatever, something like that. You could program it all inside the Go button, and all you need to do is press the Go button, and it goes through this automatically until it reaches its last cue. And then you can either tell it to go back and loop again or not. But for our purposes, because of just the nature of the plays that we do and so on, we are wanting to do this live, so we want each button to be triggered manually by pressing spacebar, running for the amount of time that we want it to go for. And then we would move on to the next cue. So while we've got this file in here, we can see we've got the pre-wait function in the middle part as the seconds. So if I put 5 seconds in there, okay, click enter and then press start, you can see it's got a count up, and then it does the same. And that's the same function happens after for the post wait. When we add in another track, if we just add in this one here until we want birds, open that, so it's now got birds in there, we can play that. Okay, so we can hear that. It's a little quiet, but it's the sound of the birds. If we wanted, when we press battle, it does what it has to do. It goes through, and then the next cue won't happen until we tell it to, by again clicking the Go button or pressing space. But what we can do, and I'll quickly, before we go into this battle part here, and we'll tell it we want it 19 seconds is maybe a bit too long. We'll go for 5 seconds. So we've shortened that right down to 5 seconds. And we don't want the post wait on there anymore. Okay. So you can see it's counting up 5 seconds, and then it stops, and then you have to press birds. Okay. So what if we wanted the battle sounds to go straight into the bird song? What we can do is we can click down here, auto follow, and click on that. So you can see the post where it's going. Okay. Oh, I've accidentally put a stop in there. We'll just command delete that. So yeah, that'll play onto the next track. Okay. The other thing we want to look at here is that the bird song is significantly quieter than the battle sounds, and there's not really much we can do about that, except maybe if we were in Reaper, we could have normalized it to bring that up. It would have introduced other noises and so on. What we can maybe do is go to battle and bring the levels down on it. Now we can see we've got 10 here, but this is for routing audio to other, if you've got a multi-track audio player, or but we don't need to go into that, that's overcomplicating things right now. If I bring these down, it should reduce the volume of the battle sound. Yep. And we can hear just in that transition that that's already got a lot quieter when it goes straight into the bird sound. If we go to the bird song, we don't really have much more that we can boost on this, but we can just put it up a little bit. I'm just judging these by AI, but you could probably just type in like 7.1 there. Oh, minus 7.1. Okay, plus. We'll put in plus 7.1. There we go. And now when we go from the battle into the birds should be quite a bit louder. So that's it. That's how you can adjust the level. So it can be a bit disturbing to the flow of the sounds if you've got them dramatically lower and than each other, or dramatically louder than each other. It's something that you seem to notice if you listen to maybe formats like YouTube and you're listening to different types of music on YouTube, and you'll find that some tracks are really loud and some tracks are really quiet, and that's because there isn't a standardization for the levels that people are uploading. But you basically want all your sounds to be of a equivalent or equal volume, so you can adjust how quiet you want them to be during the performance. Okay, so that should start you out. You should be able to upload things into Go button and play them, and get a feel for adjusting the levels so you've got everything the same, and see if you can get them to follow on with each other. Okay.